What's up everyone? Angelo Tangunan here, and in this video, we're going to talk about nature.
This is a story that everyone needs to know.
So there's this documentary film I just watched. It's called Our Planet, Our Business. You should go check that out.
This film will reveal just why our biodiversity is so important and the role business can play in saving our planet.
So what have we learned after watching that? The documentary started by explaining how the Earth is unique in its ability to sustain life, and the life within it is interconnected in some way or another through an ecosystem of unique life forms. Such richness and variety of life within the planet ushered in an age called the Holocene, where all these life forms such as trees, forests, mangroves, jungles, sea creatures, coral reefs, polar icebergs, and wild animals coexist and interdepend to maintain harmony and stability in atmospheric temperatures. Such abundance of life forms allowed biodiversity to thrive. During this period, the average mean temperature on Earth fluctuated at around plus minus 1 degree Celsius. The evolution of life enabled by the creation of Earth and the universe eventually gave birth to humans, which developed intelligent abilities and eventually dominated the Earth through different eras. Humans started learning agriculture to provide food, made processes more efficient by inventing machines powered by fossil fuels, and the human population started rising. By the 1950s, human population has grown to 3 billion. 10 years after the Second World War, developments in technology started accelerating at an exponential rate, and out of it grows big business. As a result, the age of humans, called the Anthropocene, has dawned. At this time, we have noticed that businesses have profited from exploiting natural resources through mining, deforestation, overfishing, and fossil fuel extraction. Populations of wild animals declined, and domesticated pets and farm animals are taking their place, and the average mean temperature has exceeded 1 degree Celsius. Unsustainable business practices and the unceasing quest for economic growth will come at the cost of depleting Earth's finite natural resources. When biodiversity shrinks, atmospheric temperatures will be uncontrollable and will result in worsening weather systems and poor air quality. If we continue with business as usual under these circumstances, the Earth would suffer irreversible damages. Yet, there is still hope. There is a once-in-a-lifetime chance of saving the Earth from catastrophic phenomena, and the 5 sustainability goals will help businesses play their part on saving the planet. Number 1. Zero carbon. It is imperative that changing the primary source of energy from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources is the way to go. Many businesses are already implementing plans for carbon-neutral practices and production methods, and some are even pushing it further by becoming carbon negative, taking away more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere than being emitted. Particularly, the power grid that serves homes and businesses has been heavily dependent to fossil fuels for many years. In 2020, renewable energy sources, including wind turbines and solar panels, overtook Europe's energy generation by 38% for the first time, compared to 37% on fossil fuels. Number 2. Minimize the space that we use. The Earth already has too much space in use to the point where forests have been denuded from excessive logging and conversion to farmlands. It's about time we think of more efficient ways to maximize limited space. Consider selective logging, where you only need to cut down as little wood as possible and replace the cut down wood by planting a tree of the same kind. Hydroponics, aquaponics, and aeroponics are vertical farming methods that can be seen as a sustainable alternative to traditional farming that allows planting of more crops while using less land area. Number 3. Return the ocean to good health. The health of the ocean is critical to how Earth operates. Businesses should respect it and take any amount they can actually replace and set aside a large portion to allow underwater resources to regenerate. Number 4. Eliminate waste. Certain parts of any acquired natural resource would only be useful for its intended purpose, while other parts tend to be thrown away. Yet,
While its original purpose has lost its usefulness, it tends to get thrown out as well. What if we could breathe new life on such resource and give it a new purpose? And that is how we recycle and repurpose materials. For example, plastic drink bottles, after being used as a container, can be repurposed as a flower pot for green plants.
Number 5. Reimagine success. Success doesn't always have to mean eternal economic growth. Listen as Greta chastises world leaders.
People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you!
Sounds familiar? In fact, the younger generation is more aware than ever, and we've been watching many documentaries since childhood that tackle all sorts of environmental problems, such as ozone layer depletion, global warming, climate change, as well as loss of biodiversity, likewise so far tackled. But I digress. What we actually mean by reimagining success is that instead of thinking, how can my business become the center of excellence in this industry, or how can I use all of these resources to make the best product? Instead, we should think of it this way. How can my business do its part in using less resources while making top quality products, while minimizing the impact that our assembly line makes? Then if that product sells well, and it's got a conservation story with it, then success. Win-win. I would like to mention a few more useful tips that can help equip us to become Earth Warriors as we wrap up our discussion for today's video, in addition to those that I've already mentioned earlier. Rainwater barrels, smart power strips, solar panels are some of the useful technologies that are sustainable and make use of renewable environmental resources. Consider using these. Turn off and unplug appliances when not in use. This will help lessen the burden of the power grid to keep up with the demands from renewable and non-renewable energy sources. Educate yourselves. Make wise decisions on moderating the use of consumable resources such as food and raw materials, as well as energy. We can only live so much upon what we can make use of, so use them wisely. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Hope you'll have a bright, blessed, and beautiful day. And together, let's save the Earth.